chance Miami are likely going to have against Optic, potentially for the rest of the year, because, you know, if things pan out well, Optic aren't going to square up in this type of series again. So it'll be the right from the jump, got to set the tone, and even for the players to watch. I think Metals and Shotzzy will be the two respective players to watch from either side as well. I know at the start of the year when Miami got the dub, Metals absolutely popped off, but since then it has absolutely been the Shotzzy show, who gets a two-piece off the rip and a nice little opening break there from Optic, already setting the tone.
Yeah, it starts things off very well. The Heretics have had some lovely form recently. See if they can put it to testing. It's an exceptionally strong roster here in Optic Texas. Middle of the map, all Kenny. Big wins. Shotzzy on the point there as it continues to be a seemingly perfect hold here on the first hard point. 25 on the clock. Vehicle and Co. can't seem to get too much going as Kenny is having his way. Both he and Shotzzy are 4-0 chance.
Yeah, no, they can't kill either of them. Finally, Shotzzy's going to fall, but Kenny has just been a pixel for Miami to shoot at so far on this opening P1, and maybe credit to Heretics, eventually do break through, but on the rotation, maybe Pred will be the cutoff man. He is by himself, so he's going to be happy to take it slow, trying to play for a guarantee. So Heretics might get the early few seconds, but Pred waiting in the wings to strike, and well, he has struck. There's the extra kill as Shotzzy continues just to dominate the kill feed.
It's all Shotzzy, 7-1. This is a new spree. It's a 3 for now. Looking to make it 4. Looking to make it 5 in a moment, is my word. Shotzzy already on a lovely tear here. He is having a good time. Having a good time.
Yeah, and like, again, the first series that Miami won, Shotzzy did not have the best of times, and then the next series on land, he snapped. They got the 3-0, and he was literally dropping bombs on Miami constantly, and I mean, he did that 2 series back-to-back. I think the worst KD he had overall against Miami was about a 1.5, and well, Shotzzy apparently is going to light that up even higher, currently sitting at a 2.0. Maybe the nade kill going to drop him down just a touch, but Optic right now, not feeling pressure, not feeling the heat. Maybe the first rotation where Heretics have an opportunity to make a dent, and it doesn't last long at all. The only player able to push through the back gets cut down immediately. The only player from Miami anywhere near the time falls in short order. Heretics, they are not just on the back foot, they are so far away.
I was let on the back foot. They're on their back at the moment. Optic Texas, let's see how their ground game goes. So far, a wonderful hold on Ps 1 and 2 over to the third hill now in our Rio runaround. Dashy there with the rival, not quite enough to get any more in that life, but big work in the kill feed from everyone in Optic. Once again, holding it down. Miami Heretics with an opportunity to get in here. This is a bit of an aggressive push. Metals, looking at the Metals are old, flying forward, finding time. 20 to go here. Optic have set up the crossfire though. They're going to have eyes on the hard point and eyes on Nu. All good looks for the Green Boys, John.
Yeah, there is absolutely no room to breathe. Miami actually had a really big opportunity. They got the break, they had the back spawns as well, and then Shotzzy wins the 2 key gunfights to get Optic the spawns back. So maybe a very small window of opportunity for Heretics to make a dent. Shotzzy slams that door in your face, and well, now you get the spawns, you get Dashy, just gets to sit and collect this time. Not a perfect hold though. Heretics putting a lot of pressure towards the back, but now the key gunfight's got to get Bruce off the time, and well, you at least got to trade him out. It takes 3 players to jump on top of him, but hey, at least Heretics able to get it done.
Yeah, he brought the right weapon for the fight. Lucky winning that one by a single hit point. Keeps his 3 spree going, so the Heretics are back in this. Not over just yet, folks. Now we can see Optic go for a break. We get to check out the holes of the Heretics. Eyes on that new hard point in a moment. It's been a good look here on 4. As the Heretics have pulled this right back chance, it used to be a massive lead. Now we're about halfway there. We're still living on that prayer.
Wow, you see Optic setting up for the kill though. Yeah, they took their time. That is a perfectly coordinated, everybody taking the right route and waiting for the timing to make sure everybody is in position. So, don't get me wrong, Heretics able to get maybe 20-25 seconds off of that break, but Optic still snuff away the time. And now on rotation, it is just discomfort now from Heretics. It feels like getting picked apart towards the middle of the map. Nice coverage for Lucky though. Metal's able to stay alive, and maybe a stable moment from Heretics as Optic now just trying to flood through the front.
Contest still on the bridge hard point here. There's always a troll or 2 under the bridge causing problems. Kenny deals with him. Gets the pair. Wow, good shots there from the Optic boys. They're going to get that hard point and cross over the 100-point mark with 30 to go in this hard point. So far, strong showings and a very uneven set of KDs for the Miami Heretics players. They have seemed somewhat off foot here As Optic Texas are running the show. The first set about to come to a close. Very much all Texas.
And yeah, I think Texas right now, they just have like great timings on everything that they're doing, like a very solid understanding of how they want to work together as a team, because they're not out slaying by like a massive amount, a decent margin, like to be sure, but like even their breaks, even if they're just smashing through the front, everybody knows when to chow at what time. And well, now the kill feed just being lit up. Vikul able to pick up 2, but it is not good enough. You go back towards P1 where Optic dominated you the last time around, and Kenny setting up to do so once again. Nice little hop, but even the trophies right now from Optic are putting in serious work.
Kenny does get his 6th kill though, so that's cruises to be rolled with here on Rio, and they are very handy dandy indeed. A lot of open hard points, a lot of open rooftops. You know, it's a Vista. You got to let in the sweet sunlight. I keep saying Rio. It's the wrong map. Oh my God, boys and girls. Miles needs a break. Let's go for a listen in with Optic Texas.
Help me, whoever's there. Ivory cat, right, Ivory cat.
What is lower? You, right. Late mid.
The rap bridge. One's going low out to you. I'm over. There's one in the door. Our door. Nice. I'm missing one guy. You go to the back. Bring up middle. Stop it on me. One shot. Lower. Watch out there. Low red on me. Top of the guy mid. Alright, check out. Terrible. Holy fuck. There's no time. Go mid. One shot P1. Alright, P1 one shot, bro. One shot middle. Alright, P1 big late. Let's go. I send it for you. Leave him. P1 big one this side. Yeah, near the side. I'll take P1. He's 100% P1. Play push fine. He came back. All good. In couches. One, there's that hill. There's couches. Shit off! Nice. One more time. Top burger. Let's go. I'm about to take a run first. On top. Low. I'm playing to kill this. Mid, one shotted. On top, big over. Can we kill fly time? Need to get down for you. Pitch middle. Tom, and once we tower shit first. I'll sling down one shot, their back burger. Literally bullet. Tom, Vickle. I'm one shot, bro. I'm trying to live. Their back burger, literally bullet. I'm one shot. On Tom, Vickle first. And one shot. I'm running a test up. One in burger. I'll play the right. I think it's top burger. Give me new. I'm flying with your hand. Where is he? Back right side. We flipped him. I think I got him. I'm running. I'll see him. He's there. Rail, shit on. Okay, listen. He's going vines. Low left. Alright, bro. Low left. I vine. What's the vine? Watch out. We're gonna start step. Shit. No, guys. Be low left there. Behind you, back left. Have you peeled? I fell off the map, bro. Two lower. Watch out. I'll go 2. Nice job, take a shot. I gotta go. I'm shooting mid. I'm hopping. Could be low arm.
Kenny has always been one of my favorite players of all time, but after that listening, I think Kenny might be the absolute favorite for me personally, Chance. Whether he's making plays, falling off the map, or just enjoying himself, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
I mean, Kenny's also like an accidental flow state right now. Like even his mistakes just grant him kills. His trophies are picking up kills for him. So yeah, no, Kenny right now absolutely frying in this series. But right now, people just getting to take turns. Well, the crews that he earned earlier. This is Heretics on a money hill trying to hold on, and that is not the start you want to have. Kenny gets the kill. The comms deliver Pred another one, and now Kenny pinching to block the spawns as well. And you can see Vikul had this set up, but just getting shot in the back. Real feeling too much pressure. And maybe Real looking at his teammates saying, why, oh why did you guys piss him off at the start of the year? This isn't fun.
It feels personal. 210 to 94. Heretics have been held down here on Vista. Kenny still finding kills everywhere, man. 35 and 15. Outrageous performance. Now on the point alone. Pred there on his flank, keeping things safe there, soaking this up. You won't be able to win it, but you're looking towards the new hard point as well. Optic Texas is what a runaway this has been.
Yeah, this is just, no, unreal. Nothing really you could do. Every gunfight going Optic's way. Earlier, I mentioned Optic wasn't outslaying by a massive amount. Yeah, I take that back. Now they're outslaying by a massive amount, so they don't even need the teamwork that they are providing. I mean, this is just destruction. One good break, they're going to win this game. Good news for Miami. You did not get a 100-point club. Bad news. Shotzi in the hill, trying to get the timing. Only able to pick up one, but Kenny, next man in line. Maybe just looking to break the 40 bomb. This is actually one of those games that if Optic let it go long enough, Kenny could break the kill record.
I think he's very much, I mean, I'd get off the point for a Mo, boys. Let him have a crack at it. President Shotzi. All right, Dashy's just sending it. Give Kenny the kills. Here we go. This is for the history books, boys and girls. It's 25 on the clock. He didn't get any out of that life, but he'll be back in a minute. Observers, can we just go watch Kenny and see how he does in the kill race?
Yeah, the Kenny cam, I suppose. I mean, Heretics, what? I mean, a decent hold, I suppose, on the bridge hill. They've been able to fight back. This is actually a hill where Pred has been picking up sort of consistent 2 pieces, but maybe the strive for 40. I think Optic actually do get the tick on this hill, and, well, if you can't get past Kenny and Pred, that could have been game. Vickle, that's a nice little Semtex to force it over towards P1, and maybe Miami trying to make things mixy. I mean, they're going to have to claw their way back into this game, but at least they're showing some fight.
We're showing fight, and we're getting somewhat distracted. Dashy's in. That's the final second. Done. And it is smiles with good reason. Maybe for Kenny, a tough one. Almost able to break the kill record for the Heretics. A little bit more work there needed on Vista. Sensational start for Optic Texas. They've got a very good record, and they are very much still in the title contention. And some of the plays we saw there, some of the individual fighters' chance, not a whole lot you could really do whatsoever. Optic go up 1.
No, and I was just looking at the player cams. I kind of feel bad for Dashy. He didn't get any dope that game. I feel like Kenny and Shotzi just getting to gleefully giggle after that destructive performance, where quite literally from the opening break, those 2 players both started 4-0 and seemingly untradeable.
Oh
Kenny,
my.
29 non-traded. Only 1 player from Miami had more total kills after that. I mean, credit to Real. He brought the game back. I know he was struggling early on, but again, I think he might just be a little bit disappointed for his teammates. Maybe, I don't know what you would call it, awakening the beast, angering them, giving Optic the extra reason, because it's not a team that has needed the motivation, but they have taken it and ran with it. That is a dominant map 1.
Oh yeah, their Hornet's Nest has been firmly shook, and them boys are stinging. Good stuff there from Optic Texas. They read everything that the Heretics threw them across these highlights, as Real has been the route man for the Heretics. Has been very, very solid in bringing them success in hard points, but Optic seemed to read him every step of the way. They were there ready for the fights. Kenny and Shotzi on those big rotation kills, the pinches as you called them, brother, they were absolutely on point. Pred as well, another big frontline fighter alongside Dashy. Those boys just sending it, headbutting the lines of the Heretics when they needed to. The breaks were good, holds are even better. Optic Texas there on Vista, open and shut case. Very, very strong start.
Yeah, and there was maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 moments the entire game where Heretics were able to sort of take control of the map, win a rotation, get a decent setup, and I mean, those moments just simply did not last long. Like, Optic just completely run them over, and then when things were easy from Optic, this is how the kills were looking, just easy read, snap on the 2-piece. These are the moments for Kenny where it was that accidental flow state of like every hip fire bullet connecting. If he falls on the map, it works out perfectly for the timing. And even the teamwork and the shots rolling through, he was certainly collecting a ton of kills on players that were one shot. So much so that his trophy was a contributor. So really not too much to say. Again, Dashy just disappointed. Didn't get to have too much fun.
Indeed. Smooth sailing. Start the series off for Optic Texas. Now you're going to turn things around. Heretics, we want to see some success in the search and destroy and push this series a little further. This is a team that the Desk brought it up. Very, very strong ceiling. Good caliber of players. Unable to find a hole to go on there. Man, what a nearly perfect trajectory chance there as the Optic boys. They ran that one apart from a couple of minor setbacks. Very, very solid work. As that P5 to P1, they really did try to let Kenny break the kill record, but alas, his teammates didn't let it go down. Map 1 in the books, boys and girls. Now we say hi to Highrise. Karachi invasion to close out. But the way things are going right now, Heretics, unless we see some success in the search, this series could be done in 3. Let's find out what they've got in this Highrise S&D.
And as Nameless pointed out, for the maps from 2 to 5, so from the Highrise S&D all the way to the Invasion map 5, if we get there, it is a 10 and 15 map count right now for Optic Texas. So they're trying to flex the map pool, trying to work on things as much as possible. So for the Vista, no questions, comments, or concerns. They look fantastic. The Highrise, they still have a few more questions to answer. Thinking of those moments where 0-4 clutches a 1v3 against them, where they overscam just a little bit, or maybe going to prep some strats specifically for when they play against Atlanta FaZe. Optic again just working on their depth, and right now I think Miami is a team that is going to need to dig deep to get these wins. Real, first experience against Optic Texas, again very slow start that he had. I mean, I think I saw him at maybe like 12 and 26 at one point, but he really started to heat things up and turn it around. No slow starts will be an option on the map number 2. You got to come out of the gates hot, and specifically on the attacking rounds. Miami have been pretty strong, able to get the bomb down. Fantastic on the first blood front as well, 68%. Make no mistakes, that gives a squad like Miami a massive advantage. You got to keep that rolling. And again, from Real, no slow starts. His KD is fantastic. His output in the kills per round that he is getting, 0.8, is a very strong performance. And the fact that the new man on the squad has a couple of clutches already are some great signs for the Heretics.
Yeah, again, just to recap there, statistically, the Heretics very strong on the attack. They'll start things off defensively, though. We'll see if this matters for them. 3 members of Optic there towards the A side of the map. It's going to be top heli. Down low is going to be Shotzzy. We'll see if the Heretics make any reads of this, or that's the first red ping on the mini-map. Smokes out for Shotzzy. Can he find the jokes?
Yeah, that's just his exit strategy. Pred gets picked for the first blood, but there's the trade, and there goes Shotzzy. And that's also information on 2 more players, so nice little movement. Now Dashy gets in position. Shotzzy going for the trades, Dashy for the coverage, and, well, how good are the trades? Not quite there. Vehicle able to get out of dodge, and in the meantime, Shotzzy gets caught. There's a beautiful round right now for Miami. Their teamwork is flowing.
Yeah, that's a tough look. A lot of effort there from Optic, doesn't amount to a whole lot, but Kenny's now in a 1v2. He may be spotted on the cross. He doesn't look the right way and not enough to get it done. Vikul holds his nerve and holds the iron. Yes, Heretics on the board.
Yeah, and I think Vehicle probably the real focal point of the round there for Miami. Not just for the fact that he gets the 2 kills, but wins the gunfight, or at least catches Shotzzy as he's running back towards blue and make sure he doesn't get traded, because Dashy and Shotzzy certainly setting up to make sure they can watch each other's back, but Heretics a little bit too clean with it. And again, as far as their teamwork goes, when they want it to be, it can be on point. As soon as they got in the 2v1, just insta laid down, watch each other's backs, make sure you hold your irons in the setup and play for the trade. So Heretics, no mistakes in round 1.
It's a lovely look on the attack. See now, on the defense rather, here's the attacking round for the Heretics. Statistically, this is their strong suit. Let's see what they've got. I've Optic done their homework. Is Real doing what he can to just check eyes on? Again, a very different style of attack here. Optic Texas played heavy for the trades. And Lucky finds his back-to-back first bloods here on Highrise.
Yeah, both of which on Pred as well. So Lucky right now has his number. I'd say for Heretics, though, you're not comfortable until you see Shotzzy on the mini-map, and, well, he gets the kills, so at least you have that information. Real, though, obviously worried about the bomb plant, but nice shots. Shotzzy had the MCW in that situation. Real able to drop him for the 2v2.
Nice work. Lucky and Real still making it happen. Kenny and Dashy have now moved into pinch. One of them's going to go down low, and they're both going to be low, essentially. As Dashy has got eyes on, massive bit of work there, huge information passed over. Real now able to get the bomb down. Kenny's in a position to cause some problems. Dashy still has overwatch over all 3 exits. Have they accounted for the down low here, though? Well,
that was the only way he could get out, but now position is known. Dashy reposition, and this is just feeding the information for Kenny to get in position. Real, better gun for the job. There's the 1. Not the best moves, though. Couldn't quite get the slide. I think it might have died on him in that moment, but Dashy there for the trades as well. Nice little clutch moment there from Optic. The ARs getting it done.
Yeah, Dashy gets another clutch. I like that Dashy played so close there to Kenny. Maybe thinking that Real, of course, running that Rival 9, he's going to want to take that close gunfight. Kenny unable to find him as he pies across the door there to bottom blue. But lovely work here from Bruce. Yes, his boys trade instantly on that defuse. A good look on the attack, though, chance from Heretics. I like what they did, but the 2v2 didn't exactly go their way.
No, I will say the first bloods, though, certainly are, so they're at least able to get these advantages. Again, a 68% compared to, I believe, Optic had a 43% rate so far in stage 3. Heretics at least attempting to make use of it. Fred's gotten caught twice, so want to see the adjustment there on the Optic end as you see spreading the map, looking for that information. Kenny just staring down the middle of the map, trying to call out players on the cross, and the only player that did cross was Vehicle, so everybody else in Miami stacked up on the B side of the map. Not smooth moves there. Wallbang's not going through on Vehicle, but here comes Shotzzy.
Oh, he's been spotted out, though, so this is going to slow him down. A minor setback here for the attack from Optic Texas. They're still way over towards the A side, but you can see where the guns are up for the Heretics. If you cross over, you're in trouble, and Lucky, again, his 3rd now in a row.
I mean, he's perfect. Cannot complain. And now, like, they were worried about Shotzi sort of dancing in over towards, like, past A, like, getting into their base, but they've cleared that out, so their attention completely turned this direction. Shotzi gonna get spotted and traded out as well. Lucky aggressive to make sure he gets the kills. A 2v4 here from Optic with bomb down, less than 30 seconds on the clock. Good luck with this one, and that might just collapse. Dashy gonna get dropped as well. He was on a 3 spree, so no opportunity to play from the cruise because Optic cannot find a first blood. Lucky right now, unstoppable in that category.
Absolutely. Every round so far has been his. Heretics looking solid here in the search and destroy. Real winning a couple of big fights. Everyone trying to keep themselves composed and keep this train a-running. Captain Lucky up there on the top right hand side, just giving the boys some final words before we get into this next round. It's only a 1 round lead for now, Charles, but you're starting to look at streaks again for Lucky. He's good for his 3rd in a row if he can get this again.
Well, there's some information. 2 players stacked up on defense from Optic over towards A. Shotzi repositioning. He's played propane. He's played on the A side of the map, and now here he is tucked in a corner waiting for someone to jump up the ladder. So Lucky for the moment isn't being afforded any sort of action on the first blood front, but if the propane tank gets cleared, maybe B Street, at least the mid portion of it's going to be open. Shotzi, well, there's the damage. Real going for the hunt. Strikes him down for the first blood. Dashy might get the trade, though. Metals couldn't quite get his boy, but either way, you got a 3v3.
Yeah, lovely work there. Oh, Metals does find Dashy. And Lucky. Somehow didn't spot out Kenny on top heli, and that's going to allow Metals to fall. Okay, 2v2, awkward spot. The gun's up for Optic now, just watching that right-hand side lane. The B Street, not a place you want to hit if you are the Heretics. Pred has got some form of awareness. Lucky's behind. Not going to get the kill, though. Wow, a big one again from Lucky. Puts Kenny down into another 1v2. Another round to the Heretics.
Dude, Lucky is zapping right now, too. That was mid drop shot at range. Pred in a decent spot for it and ready for the gunfight. It just does not matter. Lucky right now, I think 3 for 3 in his gunfights he's having against Pred, and whether it be for the first blood or late in the rounds. And that's just another strong one there from Miami. And again, the identification on Shotzi for that first blood, just to make sure you go out on the attack. But here's a second look. Pred swings away from cover, and Lucky drops down. Only 60 HP, so that was a clear-cut win on that gunfight.
That's right, he is a predator. His vision is not movement-based, though, so if you stand still, he'll just rip you. Like, Kenny's trying to rip these boys. Super damaged. Watch out for any Semtexes coming your way with that. Guess what, boys and girls? Giant exploding propane tank. Thankfully, it doesn't rip. Kenny's there with the trophies. Onto the bomb site we now go, and it's still a 3v3. Lucky still alive and kicking on a 4 spree now.
Yeah.
Might be able to get the final kill of the round.
He's looking for it, or it's going to come to him. Well, no, Kenny going to be able to catch him, so you have a 2 versus 2. Invisible arrows. That just means Kenny holding the bomb on the map, so a funny look, but both players right now are really all 4 making individual plays. Real, though, in the perfect spot to catch him. Kenny forced to drop down low, and if you work underground, Vikul, he's waiting for it.
Vikul got completely trapped over here. Stun connects. Shotzi gone. All down to Kenny again, as the Heretics have found it. And Kenny's on an immediate U-turn. He's going to hit this instant. Vikul reads it. Not enough to get the kill. 1v1 now. Kenny taking on Real. They are poles apart.
I was going to say the problem for Kenny is he has no information. He's going to have to guess which bomb site to plant at, and Real might just have this perfectly under lock to watch the cross. Kenny clearing it out, but as he goes for the plant, Real should be able to see him and take him down for a freebie.
And there it is. Kenny did everything he possibly could. Real, the perfect positioning, a stroke of magic to be that far out, and a 4-1 now on Highrise. The Vista seems like a thing of the past.
Yeah, how the turntables. And that's a tough round from Optic, too, because the opening break, it was, what, 3 players going down B Street, taking the chows. They had an absurd amount of damage output, but could not finish any of those kills. And those mid-round adjustments, Vikul on point, massive win. He had, again, Shotzi, making sure the stun grenade connects before he goes for it. So Vikul big wins, and for Pred, struggling. 0-5, doesn't have an answer for Lucky, and has gotten first blooded, by my count, at least 3 times.
At least 3 times, yeah. It doesn't help that Lucky is beating the snot out of him. see if he can find him again. Oh, Vehicle does. Not a teammate, though. So, Shotzi's gone. Real,
Okay.
what a pick. An opening snipe there with the rival. As Shotzi fades away into the first blood category. Here we go. Man advantage, Miami Heretics.
Yeah, no, the gun was too hot. The map didn't want him to survive. That is tough. I think he might have gotten the bunny hop thing. I don't know what to call it exactly, but there's certain places when you jump on the edge of the map, it just force pushes you off. So maybe Kylo Ken digging deep to find that extra kill to even up the odds at 3-3.
Lucky holding this lane down. He's not going to account for Pred on the old sneaky ledge. Or will he check it? Oh, he did, sort of. Vehicle at least gets the kill, makes it a 2v2. Not a huge amount of movement from Optic. They're going to pick up the position where they have. Hold what they got and let the fire down. 25 on the clock as your boy Giant Exploding Propane Tank goes boom. Metals, though. Been here before. In the cross-map exchanges, there's a bit of a shuffle chance. Dashi might be able to pick up the players here.
You want to jump off the bomb? Oh, he's going to play for the extra kill. And now you just trap the guy after the plant vehicle. What does he want to do? Well, he's going to get caught. Kenny reads it, or maybe Kenny gets back down, but there's the trade rolling through. The AR duo clutching up once again. And really, I would just say credit to the map shenanigans. This time, not the Giant Exploding Propane Tank, but just the, I don't know, Giant fans on the edge of the map, or the extra win up top. Just going to brush Real off and cost him in that moment. If he jumps, that's what it is. You jump around this spot and it bunny hops you off. He doesn't hit the extra one. It'd be like that sometimes. Don't know why that's a thing.
Yeah, it's a weird sort of physics thing. I would love to have been in a listening.
I wouldn't have understood.
I definitely would have. All my Spanish is vulgar. Here we go into another round. So far, still Heretics. An unfortunate moment to slow things down for them, but their pace so far on Highrise, absolutely brilliant.
I think Optic at this point, just desperate for first blood, because the graphic showed Real, so I think it might have been lucky for the first three and maybe Real for the next three. By the way, Heretics on first blood's been on point once again, working B Street. Shotzi leading the charge. They've been pretty good about clearing out the elevators, but they're getting tagged up along the way. So Metals is looking over this street if Shotzi ever overextends, but Metals, so much pressure in this moment.
Lucky's going to see one. Get it. Another first blood. His teammates are there for the coverage. Here come Optic to clean up. Dashi and Shotzi find theirs. Real onto the site. Shotzi somehow wins it with a little help from Pred. And now 1v2. Vehicle. Oh my word, you have been spotted. You have been gunned. Optic Texas, what a bounce back on this slow attack.
Yeah, and that is just a massive trade fest. Metals actually does protect Lucky for the moment, but as soon as he dies, that basically becomes Lucky's death sentence inside of the elevator. He did have extra help from in the B site, but for the first time, Pred, instead of being the first to engage, is one of the last. So he's at least alive to be there to cover his teammates. So an adjustment on the pace of Pred. Make sure you get the trades towards the end, and that is a round that collapses in the span of 10 seconds. Every gunfight rolling through.
Yeah, that was... the go button was hit. Irene. And the mission was on. Real. Aggression. And the furthest forward member of the Heretics here on this attacking round. Doesn't see a soul just yet. He might see Kenny now. Good shots. Oh, it's a Semtex as well. Run, Kenny! Run! No, Real blows him away with a little bit of help from his friend. And that's going to be another first blood.
Yeah, that is perfect utilization of the mini exploding propane tank. Not the one that kills you often, but if you're tagged up, light work there for Miami. Another first blood collected. In this 4 versus 3, they're still just playing for picks. A little bit of time still to play with before they're forced to make a move, but this is a spot Shotzi has played before. It got read in the past. They're going to have to read it again.
I'm doing that in rank later tonight, no doubt about it. This is something I won't be doing, is popping Daddy and running underneath the spawn. I love it, though, from Real. Yeah, he's going to get himself a Pred. Stationary Pred on his belly. You'll find him there more often than not, but if you spot him out, that's one thing. Aha! Pred has been spotted and dealt with. No! Wait, Real has missed it! Pred guns him! I don't know how that happened. Either way, Pred's now in a 1v3. Got to get 3 kills and defuse the bomb. Good luck, mate. This is going to be map point.
There's just nowhere you can go. Yeah, everybody able to jump up on something and spot you at every moment you cross. And Vigal just gonna gun him down. I think Real in that moment probably just getting the call outs that there's someone B street, so he's more focused on Dashy than Pred in the mid window, but Pred just not a factor in that play. Just another first blood Miami are able to get. I don't even recall. I think Optic might have one so far on the entire map. Heretics have absolutely been picking apart. Yeah, just in the first blood category.
I think it is one, yeah. Heretics absolutely running the at least opening rounds. But their strong starts, it's not like Optic are bad at, you know, bouncing back. They do get back in there. Was that a Texan mug? Oh my God, we have to see that one in another round. Josh, I know you can hear me.
That's insane.
Whoa! 4 for Lucky, 4 for Real. Who will find it in this round? And if you get it, will they be able to push the advantage for the Heretics and tie up the series? Dashy and Shotzi. Oh,
Okay.
Lucky, another first blood. Giant exploding propane tank gets the assist. Lucky now, can he get a real first blood? Yeah, he can. Gets away with his life. Oh my good God, nice moves. Gets into the bomb site as well. I don't hate it. Pred's going to be sent in as a big pitch now. They don't check it. Nearly gets both. Vical go before they can regen. This could be absolutely tremendous. Can he get anything? Yeah, one but done. What a freaky round.
Yeah, and look, I know Lucky technically got the first blood, but those are the nades from Optic, I think, hitting the old mini exploding propane tank. And it is commented that Lucky's standing right next to it doesn't die, but the teammate that I'm assuming was underneath it does, because that's how that works. By the way, Optic, finally a first blood, and they execute. Just 2 more rounds. Just desperate to get that first kill.
Yep. I mean, look, it counts as a technical first blood for Lucky, I suppose. Another. Madam, this is no time for dancing. Optic are trying to find the round 11.
Okay.
Hey, Real's really good at this. He's genuinely nailing it. Kenny gets away. Wait, Real, what is this stairwell? What are we? What the? Just get your gun up, shoot him. Pred gets it. Massive advantage now for Optic, who have managed to put it all down to Lucky. We will see if luck has anything to do with it. Oh, he's running. Here comes Kenny. Beams. Kenny. Ooh, round 11. Optic have figured it out, Chance.
Good Lord. That is just a hyperactive round. Optic starting to run it down in spot of the first blood. Pred, nice play as well. I think he's just able to flood through the middle of the map, and then Kenny and Dashy have been on point in the clutch moments. Honestly, kind of baffled. Lucky was able to beam Dashy as well, but Kenny right there for the trade. So the 2 AR players from Optic getting active. Round 11, here we go. Maybe the first blood battle doesn't even matter for Optic, as they have just continued to clutch up. But I know Kenny and Dashy, they have been enjoying them some Highrise.
Really? First blood goes to Shotzi. Heretics now down in the opening duel. Immediately answer back, and look at both teams lined up at the respective ends of Highrise. Pred's trying to make a play.
Oh, B Street is just being dominated by Miami, though. Like, you just lost it. Yeah, it might be a freebie gunfight. Shots, or excuse me, Kenny laying down as he was being chased, and Pred looking for the trades, goes straight into the iron of Lucky, who still has his number. Kenny, though, just turned himself a cruise, back down, call it in, get the intel. Yeah, or maybe just gun him.
Just find him, gun him. Vehicle now having a clutch. He's on the bomb site. Kenny, I may have just seen him. The 1-2 chow. Dashy looking for the kill, potentially. Here comes the cruise. Dashy's on the bomb. Watch Kenny's mouth as he immediately calls out Vehicle and finds it. Kenny! He lives!
Oh my God!
Still in the fight! Gotta get his gun up. Kenny has to check the bomb site. Does Vehicle know where he's gone? Kenny might have gone over towards A. He's trying to bait Vehicle out. We are testing the man's patience. 10 seconds. What a round as the Heretics survive in round 11.
Oh, I can't say the word, but holy smokes, dude. That is insane. Kenny is a crazy person. He just dropped a Hellstorm basically on his forehead, and the giant exploding propane tank that was a menace on the map in that game. I can't believe he made that call. I can't believe Vehicle survived it. I can't believe Kenny survived it. And the funny thing is, I think if Kenny had like if he had killed him and Vikal in that moment, the game would have gone to Miami because they were on defense and the bomb wouldn't have gone down. But I don't know, that is crazy stuff. But without question, the thing to pay attention to, 5 first bloods from Real and 4 from Lucky. They utterly dominated Optic in that category. I mean, Kenny and Shotzi able to get 1 first blood apiece, but even in the final round where Shotzi got the first blood, he killed himself 5 seconds later, running into the irons of 3 different Miami players. So Heretics much better about being grouped up and playing for the trades. And kind of insane that they got that many first bloods and it still went to round 11. So on the clutch factor front there from Optic, I know Dashi and Kenny certainly on point, maybe up until that final round, but that is certainly an absurd high-rise S&D. One for the ages. The propane tank and the wind tunnel that's at the top of the map also putting in serious work.
Banging search and destroy. I'm sure we'll be talking about that one for a while. We get to rewatch that play. Decision making from Kenny, like, really good. I think he was a bit concerned about maybe blowing himself up in that situation, which would have been tough. Time was on his side for a moment. Patience was tested. Magic in the air in this series. We're going to take a break though, boys and girls. When we come back, we're staying on high rise. Don't put your shoes on yet. We're rocking and rolling into this one after the break.
Oh my God, can't I didn't. Oh my God, can't.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a little quick look at that final few moments of what was a 1v2 for Vehicle.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to see, like, on the mini-map, it gets called in. Oh, there's the look. Yeah, Vehicle able to get the beat down on the shots, and then he runs to the only safe place he can find. He still takes damage because the propane tank explodes through the elevators, but, I mean, he just disappears and goes back to the exact same hiding spot he had before. And, I mean, then as you pointed out, Miles, just the patience. Vehicle gets to the corner, trusts himself, waits the extra 15 seconds, and times it perfectly. As soon as it was 5 seconds, he checks the bomb because Kenny going to be forced to be there in that moment. So Vehicle on point in the calls on that moment. That is just a wild game too. Again, propane tanks out of control. I cannot believe Kenny dropped the cruise missile there. Can't believe he didn't catch him or kill himself. There's absurd stuff, but here's the player looking to turn his game around in map 3. He was not enjoying gunfights against Lucky on map 2, but a 1.45 KD in control is absolutely bonkers. And as we know, everything is bigger in Texas.
Look at those mugs. I'm not talking about Dashi. I'm talking about the actual, you know, like liquid receptacles. On towards the B zone we go. Bruce is there to help out. Kenny's holding it down. I still want to keep talking about that 1v1, like the decision process that got us to that point. Kenny did everything right. Didn't want to blow Bruce away. Didn't want to kill himself. Tough scenes. I'll see you on the flank. Second segment of B on its way out, boys and girls. Say hello to an extra minute of the game clock. Or not.
And no, I was going to say the jump up. Nobody actually watched it. Shotzzy just a little bit too late, but only able to get one kill. You know where Kenny is, and well, Kenny's going to fall. Shotzzy, though, able to pick up a couple extra kills, and there you go. Extra minute out of the clock. B zone secured, and that is a very strong start. Optic really didn't waste any time.
Real finds himself too in the feed, immediately over towards the A side of the map. Now it's a single. Whoa, holy! Lucky takes care of metals. Real walks it off on absolute badass.
Yeah, didn't even do half his health, by the way.
Yeah,
they're like untouched. That's 2 bullets equivalent. That giant explosion.
He has some sort of familial bond with the giant exploding propane tanks. We're gonna have to do a DNA test because there is definitely something going on there. There's also something going on the A side of the map. There's Shotzzy.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'll be round number 1. He's doing smooth moves, maybe taking a little bit too much time. This spawner's a little bit quick, but still. Triple stack on the point, should have a trophy as well. The tank has already exploded. This is as good as it gets from Optic as the second tick already through. Miami trying to force it. They need the gunfight wins, and Lucky on the bench actually times it perfectly. And Kenny might be over here making plays. Kenny trying to dance on him. Lucky, though, the saving grace. Still, though, 1 minute and 40 just for 1 tick.
Damn. That's a decent amount of lives as well. Spend them if you've got them, Optic. Mid-map, Lucky's going to turn at the right time. Here's the thumps of the boots from Pred. Shotzzy in the outside of the map might have gotten lost. We'll see. We'll deal with him in a minute. Catches out Real. 3 dead in the feed. That's it. That's the round. Just jump on that bad boy. Don't worry about the spawners. They've split. I won't worry about it, lads. Heretics down a round. Strong attack from Optic.
Yeah, there was nothing offered there from Miami. I mean, they had one good sort of retake on the A site, but there was not a semblance of spawn kills. Optic got the pressure off the opening break, and then they just simply never looked back. I mean, it was Kenny and Dashi doing the objective work as well, capturing B, while Shotzzy and Pred get a play on sort of the outskirts and pick up the kills, but there was never a clean 3 or 4 wipe on the side of Optic Texas, and instead they were just collecting them like they were, I don't know, stamps.
Round 2. Meow. I wonder what those books say as well. That's another one for you guys there. Say bye-bye, propane tank. Red sneaks off the map for a moment. Nice work there from Real and Vehicle to make the A zone a little bit more safe. They're going to get a slow cap on that. Not a massive amount of space gain on the map. That's going to be Vehicle's job. Kenny's got some inkling that he's inside here. Stun check, no good. Can't go away with his life. Pred should be the next man up for it. Gets it. Don't close out the segment on A. There we go. It's a nice advantage here for the Heretics.
Well, just 1 segment, though. It's a little bit slow on the capture, and Pred, nice win against Metals. Gonna get traded immediately out, but Real doesn't have too much help in this moment. Still gonna be a slow capture. Need the gunfight wins. Able to give you 1. Trades, though, rolling through. Teamwork still on point for Miami. They're keeping the pressure up. I mean, this is basically the blender. Optic are challenging this 1 by 1, and there goes the A zone. credit to Vehicle just for making sure it blows up first thing. And right now for Heretics, you just want to keep the pressure up, not start the spawn kill process, because it is a delicate moment. They are sort of pushed back. You got to find your way out.
Pred managed to find his on a Real. Vehicle once again straight back towards the enemy spawn. Spots Shotzzy, guns him, takes care of business. And now a bit of a life lead for the Heretics as Vehicle pick a corner, any corner. Let's use the shadows. 1, 2, big work. That's enough to get the boys on B.
Well, how many are going to get on? I mean, right now, number 2, Lucky, he's deciding to run for more spawn kills, getting in position. So just a solo capture for the moment. There's one, can't get the second. So that's a life. You've only gotten 1 tick, and now Optic have the time to at least attempt to swarm the point. Kenny nearby, but he gets cleaned up. Heretics continuously winning the gunfights, and now Optic desperate to get out of their spawn as the stack is in, and so is that zone captured.
Bam.
Heretics dominant in that round.
I mean, whether it's Vehicle just instantly leaves his spawn, goes to Optic spawn, causes problems. Every single time he hit it, the timing was magnificent. Vehicle absolutely the man of the moment at 12 and 9. Captures to his name as well. The Heretics are feeling it here on Highrise.
And, you know, the talk of the town lately has been that, you know, defense on Highrise has really been sort of making gains. Teams starting to figure it out, locking it down a little bit easier. Not right now. I mean, that is 2 offensive rounds where, again, basically just dominant from start to finish. Perfect coordination on, I mean, making sure that propane tanks are exploded where you're flooding in off spawn as well. So attacking rounds right now, showing off big moments, and a nice first blood there from Kenny. Optic, slow approach over towards B.
I'm not kidding, man. I think Real knows a thing or two. He knows some secrets about them tanks. Because he gets successful with them. He doesn't blow up often. This is a lovely bit of work defensively from the Heretics. Lucky. We're going to stay alive for a moment longer. Uh-oh. Perfect throw from Kenny. Gets an open lane now to work with. Shotzzy opens up B. Vehicle slams that door once again. Good work either side.
Yeah, still more pressure on Vehicle. I think Pred might be sliding in for the trade, or maybe Pred playing the power position. Is Shotzzy right now just dancing in your spawn? This is not a fun situation. Shotzzy is in fact behind you. How many players want to turn to look for him? Well, they're setting him in one at a time. No trades coming through. And Optic only have 1 player on B, but still Shotzzy the thorn in their side, making a guest appearance behind you once again. And this is a long life and a lot of kills and a lot of confusion for Miami.
He's not slowing down. 4. That's it. Hitting the back finally. Able to get onto towards B for a moment though. A was looking a little decent. Pred is going to push on forward, try to, you know, conceal himself in and amongst all this stuff. Bodies and players. Finds a bit of help there on the dashy. Final 30 seconds. Second segment of B. Soon to be done.
I was going to say, poor Dashy. He's not getting any help on the actual objective. Pred has spent so much time looking for kills. This is his first move nearby. Wins a gunfight against Lucky, though. That's a good start, but easy trades now for Miami. And just allergic to stacking the point in this round. Multiple players looking for the spawn kills and maybe punished for it. Shotzzy trying to bail you out in this moment. Nice moves just to stop the clock. 14 seconds left on it.
Oh, Vehicle finds another. Timing not that great, though. Pred not able to get any more. Can the boys get close to B? It's so close for the finish. That should be round advantage to the Heretics. Shotzzy doesn't opt for the ladder. Point 1. Oh my God, they're in. They've made it in. 1 segment to go. The guns are at the ready and the round's not over yet.
Yeah, now you stack the point going over towards A. How many players on it? They got the trophy and 3 players? Well, make it 2 players running away. So you're looking for the cutoff kills once again. And honestly, why not? Didn't even realize 6 lives now remaining for Miami.
1 wave of kills, all you need. Can the Heretics get in there? Trophy's eating it. Kenny! He blows up a tank. It was a little one this time, not a big one. You've still got time. You've still got lives.
Well, from a 9v6 to a 6v5, pump the brakes and play the time. No more respawns for Miami. Kenny with the nice first blood.
Looking for find a couple more. Pred's there to help out. Shotzi's on the flank as well. My goodness, this could work out. Pred finds 2. Last 2 members of the Heretics. Oh my God. 0.1 seconds down to 0.1 player. Metals gunned. Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's a ridiculous round, or maybe I'm a little bit too intense. Didn't realize how many kills Optic was able to actually collect. And that actually, I don't know if that's the strat call necessarily because they were stacking previously, but it's that slow one-man capture they had towards B just buys you all of the extra time in the round. But there's the moves where, I mean, two players in Miami looking at the exact same thing. And I mean, you can understand why that is as close as it could possibly be to a round win. Instead, Shotzi, well, him and Pred had the timing dialed down to a T. But right now, the MVP of the map, making veteran plays, been doing it since 2009.
He really has. Actually, I don't know if it's a hero sheet. It's hard to tell. I haven't quite looked under the metal. Yeah, metals though on the other side. Capturing A. Bang, Kenny right back in there. If you push it from Optic defensively, Kenny's going to find another one, but the boys are stacked over towards A. Kenny's still on that pinch. Dashy insta reads. They're onto metals. No real problem there. Optic Texas put themselves in a sweet spot trying to take the lead in the series.
Well, pick a corner, any corner. Brett in a sort of day one spot, and damn, Real reads it and wins the gunfight. Surprised he actually was able to connect on that one. And, well, Miami off the back of it. A little bit of pressure on the B zone. Got the trophy player there as well, so that's a key thing to pay attention to. And Lucky's on a 4 spree. Even with the trophy, though, still going to get peppered up and feel the pressure. But right now, Lucky, he just wants to find those 2 kills.
Looking for him, and he's in the right place to get him. The heat's going to come his way. Dashy from up top ends the spree, and they stop the capture. The second segment goes through on B. Vehicles managed to sneak in. A lot of work done. Great coverage there from Real. Pred now looking to get involved also from the hit into the feed. No more. Vehicles stays alive for a Mo. So close there. And Shotzi, what moves? Not able to keep it. As B has been drained, B has been made safe, and Dashy has A as well.
And this is interesting, too, because Miami's sort of split pushing in this moment. Maybe they thought they were going to be able to secure the B zone, so they started roaming over towards the helicopter. Beagle able to get maybe the first kill in this next engagement, but Kenny, good trigger discipline as well, but still gets traded out. Miami, though, just struggling again to make sort of amends. 22 seconds on the clock. They need a little bit of magic, or Optic are going to take this game.
Oh, my, weird. Got another annoying place to be in. I love it. Multiple good shots, not enough for the kill. Vehicle lives, trades. Final 10, done. That is a beautiful bit of work. And Dashy, the absolute insurance policy here. You are not leaving your spawn. GG's. We say bye-bye to control, and it was 0.1 seconds that really made the difference. Man alive, what a series this is.
Yeah, both the Highrise absolute nail biters. I mean, that might be one of the most unique finishes to a round as well. Or not even like the finish to the round, but effectively calling game, able to get to the zone with that little time on the clock. And that is a very tough moment for Miami. There are a handful of different ways you can get on the zone, and I think they were prepared for nearly every single one. But again, Pred and Shotzi timing it together on the jump up is insane stuff to be able to orchestrate. I don't know, though. Solid stuff from Lucky there. 25 kills he was able to get. Pred virtually going to match who apparently is his rival with 24 of his own. And credit to Pred as well. 10 objective kills, both on the offense and defensive end. He's making sure those zones were kept nice and safe.
We'll take a cheeky peek at the highlights here. That was a really mad game of control, and a 3-1 that definitely could have gone to a final round there. Shenanigans either side again. Everyone's favorite giant exploding pro petting. I've talked to some of the stats team about this. We're completely unable to really effectively track the KD of the tanks, because if they get blown up, aka if they die, it doesn't come up in the feed. So we've got no really accurate way of knowing what the true KD is. So as far as things look like, they just like going 1-for-1 every time. You know what I mean, Chance?
No, it's going to have a negative KD just for the times where it explodes and doesn't do anything. But
exactly.
You're just tracking its total kills on the air. Honest to God, I mean, I'm not trying to call out any player in the moment, but, you know, maybe a player or two that was in stage 1. There was a roster change coming through. By the end of the year, the propane tank is going to be out slaying some actual pro players in the league.
Oh, my God.
That might, honestly, it's probably already happened. If not, we're certainly on the way.
Low-key. That was a 0.01 round. We'll be talking about that one as well. Plenty to talk about in this series. An absolute blowout, man. Like, both sides, everyone's having their crazy moments. This is an absolute barn burner, whatever the hell that means. Who's burning barns? That's insane. Must be insurance fraud. Over towards our next hard point. We're on our way, though. And Optic looking hot. Heretics looking hot. Anything can happen here. Chance thing on paper. This was definitely a 3-0 for many, but good luck. Have fun. Frustration, though, for the Heretics. And with damn good reason, Chance, they were so close to a big advantage. We'd still be playing it right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say from Optic as well. Again, they're really wanting to test the map pool and get more repetitions on Highrise, and I still think a little bit more to learn. A 3-1 win on the control looks convincing, but it did take a nail-biter moment to get it done, and then just the first bloods alone on the Highrise, completely absurd. And I know, Miles, you mentioned barn burners. I mean, the Great Chicago Fire got started by a cow kicking over a lamp, so you got to be very careful in barns. Extremely flammable.
Was the cow a member of an organized crime syndicate?
No, it's just a cow.
Awesome. Almost ready to get into Karachi, boys and girls. That's a spicy. You got me thinking right now. All right, let's have a look. Optic got to be feeling good about this one. Karachi's been the playground of Anthony Cuevas Castro for the entirety of the MW3 season. He, of course, probably wasn't even alive in 2009. Don't quote me on that, but he was absolutely...
He was.
Maybe.
He was.
Maybe. He's quite young, but he's dangerous here in MW3. This has got to be a very happy place to be for Optic Texas. You may have lost the S&D, but the 0.01 round squeaks you through, and now you're looking very happy. Can they keep it going, Chance? What do the Heretics have here on Karachi?
Sort of a brand new look. Real, the new guy on the squad. I know certainly on map 1 he had a bit of a slow start, and that was a big factor into the reason why Optic were able to punish them so much. So not as many repetitions for Miami on Karachi. A 1-2 record overall, but again, a new man on the squad. Maybe the player to pay the most attention to. I don't entirely trust the stats, not that they are incorrect, but first in hold percentage, 12th in break. Again, yeah, Miami, they've only played it 3 times, so it's going to be a bit more extravagant. See on the side, though, from Optic, they're just solid at the hold, more extravagant. See on the side, though, from Optic, they're just solid at the holds and the breaks. Maybe you don't want them, or maybe they don't rotate as much as the fans might want them to, but as long as they're rotating to the correct hills, this is a team that is going to have a great deal of success. And I know Kenny, that's the terrifying sight, I would say, for Miami. This is a guy that's been on point. I know we might not have won the round 11, but he was still earning cruise missiles and gunning everybody down. So slow Cunny down, have a good bit of success. And off the opening break, Heretics, well, successful at least, keeping things slow.
So on the map, very happy for Optic. Early time from the Heretics, though. Dashi's pinned. They know exactly where he is. That's not going to account for a whole lot, though. You still have to gun Bruce. In these angles, whether he's watching Coop side or watching P1 side, very good work. Heretics, though, fine time. B2 looking good as well. Beagle's going to be the man over there, making sure the due diligence is done for the Heretics. And right now, things are getting done at the hard point. Shotty, schmoving into it. Now, immediate transition over towards New. If that ladder wasn't so slippery, he'd be in a much better spot now. Oh my god, he is parkouring.
Yeah, dude, that movement is insane. Getting the information, baiting out shots, setting up kills for his teammates, making sure he doesn't overcommit, and he wins the gunfight as well. Shotzi, the absolute dream of a teammate to play with, and even sets up Pred potentially for the double kill. Everybody right now on Optic swarming around the time, but Dashi misses the beat down, and Heretics, well, keep the hope alive. They're able to get over the dumpster as well, keeping things mixy. But I think you see Real popping up the feed, getting the extra 2. Back alley. They should have it secure, or Pred just finds the timing. Real letting that one drop.
Oh, and Pred looking to drop Real now. Slide. Hip fire. Clean. 25. Optic should be able to get back into this. Heretics are fighting tooth and nail across the map. The close spawners will be red. Real versus Pred once more. Look towards the new hard point, though. That's where Optic have gone.
And look what happens when you make a small mistake. Real lets Pred sneak in through the back door, doesn't get the trade, so now Pred's on a 4 spree. Instead of holding the time, you just lost maybe an extra 10 seconds. So that's a nice little swing moment. And Pred, playing for the cruise, feels the pressure, does the smart thing, and backs all the way down. He's got Shotzi to work with, but maybe just a little bit too quick. Should have baited a little bit harder in Miami. Wow, the luck. Maybe turning the tides their direction, trying to put on the pressure and break this B3.
Raw pressure. Metals and Real smack through the front. The back alley now a little more dangerous. Optic starting to swell on the retake. Lucky from up high, keeping Shotzi at bay. Is it able to keep him at bay? No, he's one slippery customer. My god, he's so hard to deal with. Lucky gone. Metal's now trying to pick it up, and Optic have done a really good job of keeping the Heretics unbelievably uncomfortable on this hard point.
This is just like a blistering fast game right now that I think both teams are sort of struggling to calibrate and orchestrate. You got metal snapping on corpses. Those were nice shots even if they didn't connect. So the comms right now for Miami also going to be flowing. An important P3 break for them to keep that lead maintained just a little bit higher as we go to a largely uncontested hill. Get to test both teams' ability to actually capture the time. Dashy on it. Doesn't last very long.
Wow, it's 3 in the feed, 4 technically. But that's all down. Pred, the last man up here for Optic Texas, anywhere near the hard point. He's going to be able to hop into it, hopefully keep a Heretics player out of a power position for now, but that's it. Lovely suppression. Pred out of the fight for a moment.
Now back into the mix is Dashy. One of the better POVs. The shots is almost never misses, so it takes 2 to take him down. Vehicle, the overseer from top third, able to get it done. Still, though, a difficult hill to collect time on. Miami have been outslaying in this moment. Vehicle's on a 4 spree, and they've just now been able to set foot on it. Still need the trades, though. And by the way, if you look at the minimap, I don't know if it was a route or a spawn, but Pred is behind enemy lines for the rotation. He's got the opportunity to break it down. Miami, they want to hunt him down sooner rather than later, but now's the opportunity to move. But by the time Pred makes a noise, his entire team is here. This looks like might be a rotation win from Optic, unless Lucky can break it down, and he can't get it done. Vehicle keeps throwing nades in the middle of gunfights. But I'd rather him use his gun. Good Lord, how did Optic not get that?
What is going on? The junk hill is upside down now. Heretics back in it. Optic have not been as concise as they have been on the attacks. Towards that hard point, we are going to send it, and Vehicle's timing is so unfortunate here. He helps his teammates out with a little bit of presence. Out from top red. Bang! Pred done. Downstairs safe. Get on the time, boys. Immediate awareness of the spawn seed from Vehicle and the Heretics, lads. Nice shots into Shotsy, who also gets peeled. 20 to go.
Oh, those are huge gunfight wins. Nice trades as well. Vehicle won his one. Real wins at least his first engagement. And, I mean, you're setting Vehicle up. You want this cruise. You're 16-9. You're already frying. You need to get that extra bit of utility. It can be damaging on a few different hills that we have, but right now, Metal's over towards the bridge. Bunch of players trying to root him down, getting tags on Shotzi as Vehicle getting sent in for the kill. That's the information from the bridge player, but Vehicle choked it. No crews there, and for the moment, no time collected either.
No, oh, that's tough. Real, you're alone. You're in the worst part of town right now to be in. Trophy's going to be working in that hard point for Kenny. Lovely stuff. As Optic have got a nice grip here on P1 in our second set. Heretics very much the front runners. A little bit of time here to make the comeback. And now the counter-attack is on for Miami.
And you got bridge control as well, so Kenny a little bit more comfortable inside the time. Dashy, the overseer, feeding kills to his teammates. Vehicle trying to get back towards P1, but he's had no success on this little zone of the map, so much so that Miami chalking it up and playing for rotation. That is a ton of time being given away on P1. And obviously a lot of time from Optic to work with to hunt down these kills. Pred connects on Lucky every time he gets that kill. Maybe a smile can branch out on his face. Right now, Heretics a little bit turtled around this new time.
With Dashi as the overseer, the fallout of this play has just been a hard point hold here from Optic Texas. Can they get in? Whoa! That's hip fire at its finest. A little bit of magic from Shotsy, who has not looked down those iron sights in a minute. Doesn't matter whatsoever. 5 spree.
Yeah, and look at that moment too, right? You turtle just a little bit. Shotsy able to belly crawl in position. It just breaks it down. I mean, P2 is really where Miami Heretics have just sort of blown their opportunities. 2 different P2s where they just get bullied out, and Eagle doesn't connect on the cruise. This is Shotzi's opportunity to get it. Great trigger discipline so he can keep his hiding spot. Waiting for a freebie, and there it is. Cruise collected, but maybe a nice little break. Miami want these final 18 seconds. Dashy versus Metals to make it happen. Optic get the scrap. Rotation, though, maybe a touch more difficult.
But always knew we go. Heretics in full control. Shotzi with the streaks. He's going to level that side of the map. Try to turn the Heretics lineup into rubble. Can he find one? That pushes him inside. That's good enough for now. 3-man hit through junk. Pinch is on from both sides. Shotzi might go big. We'll see who wins the war of the flanks. Optic.
Yeah, no, not even close. That is a moment where Optic simply just bully them out. That was a perfect cruise missile call.
Absolutely perfect stuff. Heretics now on the attack. We'll go for a quick listen in and see how they sound. Trying to get the breaks.
Medio uno.
Landry, está en la escalera.
Un tiro medio. Me he colado reloj. Ahí no para la spread. Y han nacido open, han podido hacer open que creo que bloquea.
No mueras.
La Javi.
Son dos hacia derecha.
Spread arriba para la
Kenny tiro muerto. El dash
Spread está para la
un tiro bici, literal, bro.
segunda muerto.
Bueno, dos anteriores
Pueden hacer pollo. Otro más derecha, tengo pollo interior. Kenny Soci, dash interior. Tengo derecha abajo pollo. Tengo pollo una fondo del mapa.
Una misma ácido.
No veo nada por la
Está en tercera Londres.
Vale, dame un segundo.
Si no hacen mal, voy a pushar Brix,
No veo el de Londres.
Queda uno en Envy, no os olvidéis. Haría Brix son dos.
Quédate jugando los
Haría Brix.
Vale, soy pista win. Bueno, cuidado el siguiente, ¿vale? Vale, era sandbags, estaba de izquierda sandbags. Y si la pego piña, me tengo el medio yo, tengo el medio, ¿sabes? Vale, tengo el medio yo entero. Vale, déjame medio derecha. Spawner, va a haber abierto derecha. Sí, tiene que estar en derecha ya.
De Javi.
Puede estar en la... Ahí no, derecha, hat. Veo otro. Muerto, Rati, derecha, hat. Me mata. Tienes un trophy, estás bien, tienes un trophy, no te van a... Si me chishan Hallwall, me chishan Hallwall. No, de cara. Tengo uno deep, en el punto siguiente das y muerto. Uno deep Hallwall, P3. Así yo creo que era él. Es que no, de cara, ayuda. Vale, sí,
Shots anterior.
Apple está en medio.
And I gotta say, those comms are fantastic. I think. I'm not bilingual, but honest to God, they could be some of the best comms in the game. If someone bilingual can let me know, that would be fantastic. But either way, the energy and consistency is there. Is Optic flooding the pressure, cranking up the heat, forcing Miami to respond, and getting back down in junk and Pred and Kenny, letting you know they are an iron wall so difficult to pierce.
No one getting through that. Reals doesn't get streaks either. Trophies clouded the air around this hard point that Optic are soaking. Lead change once again. Pinch is now on. Vikal punches through the back. Perfect timing from Lucky as well. It's a magnificent look at the break, but you have to contest. Still with Pred and Shotzi. We're alive and kicking. Where is Shotzi? Is he on top of the... Is he at the ladder?
They were right next to each other. I think I couldn't quite tell. I think they were on top of each other, but either way, a little moment from Optic to strip away maybe an extra 5 or 6 seconds, but still scrap time for Miami. And a nail biter of the game. Neither team has really been able to get top third control, and Optic's still going to struggle. For the first time, a player from Miami gets up there, and Real off the top rope slammed, but it's enough for Heretics to get the trades and attempt to get back towards that time. They are playing like maniacs around this P1 hill.
Jumps off that top third and breaks his own neck. Vikal now from up high. Can he keep the players of Optic at the hard point? Get him out there, son. You're going to send it and get smoked as well. The anti-aircraft capabilities of Optic Texas absolutely paramount in their defensive P1. It's still a close game. Looking towards the new hard point as well. And luck has nothing to do with it, but Lucky does on the rotation.
I mean, they're just trying so hard to literally fly from the top rope. I mean, they've been struggling in that moment. They've also been struggling on the P2s, by the way. They've had the early rotation multiple times where Lucky, again, is setting himself up in position to try to get his team here first, and he even wins the initial engagement. So 2 players from Optic going to be pinching from red, but Real reads it. So another opportunity for Heretics on P2. They have struggled to execute. They need it right here.
Here we go. Very doable. Real absolutely melted. Metals with a saving play. Now through the front. Metals with the guns at the ready. Real back towards the hard point. Over 200. The line is holding so far. Heretics maintain control.
Gotta say, with that contest, by the way, Optic have at least bought the lifeline. Whether or not they get the break, they at least bought themselves another hill. Break, though, a different question. But again, it looks like Optic able to bully their way through and do it once again.
Ooh, backline safe. Still Optic picking up a lot of time. This is very, very dangerous scrap this late in the game. The pinch is there. Shotzi will not back down and will not die either. What a win! I don't know how he pulled that one off. And that is it. You needed to get in there at the very least, and this tick's going to go over. The time is done. The series is complete. Optic Texas 3-1.
And maybe no fire in the player can. Okay, all right, we'll add the 1 to the mix. Pred, yeah, not the memory of a goldfish, a player that is not going to forget. And that is a tough one for Miami, too. That is 3 different P2s where they have their early rotation. Able to win some of the initial gunfights as well, but they just get broken down time and time again. Whether it be from a sneaky play from Shotzi where he hit fires everybody in sight, or whether they just bully their way through the front. and try to skill diff it as much as possible. Optic Texas, certainly a series they're going to learn from. I know a lot of those high rises, they're going to go back under it, pay attention with a microscope level of attention. And credit to Metals. I mean, he fried nearly 6K damage, a Titan in that lobby, but ultimately, if you can't hold on to some of the easier hills in the game to do so, you're not going to have a good time, and Optic punish them for their mistakes.
Absolutely. So a close one there in Karachi. It's not a bad look whatsoever from the Heretics, but there's a couple of moments where you just see that clear-cut difference, that little bit of magic that makes Optic Texas such a good team. Well, GG's, folks, as the orange and green tells a very, very spicy story of a back and forth between two teams on an absolute roll. We'll see if the Heretics can keep this going, keep up that pace, and maybe crack on through and find some wins. But Optic still looking so good, Chance.